friends. I hope that you are doing well. Today I'm going to speak about improving quality relationships at home, notably with your spouse or with your partner. So we're going to leave this turbulent and unprecedented year 2020 and we shall enter in the new year. So I believe that it's now very good time for reflection and the self-awareness process. And to make these days meaningful, I believe that we need to take time to think about our lives and how we can improve better our relationships at home, because quality relationships help us savor life. On the other hand, loneliness and lack of peace brings us down. So I would like to share with you 4 factors that can be silent and the steady killer of your relationships. Killer number 1 is indifference. So when you start ignoring your spouse because you just can't care less, you know that there is a work to be done or whatever. Couples should care about each other, wants, needs, opinions, and desires, no matter what. Because when it makes no difference to you where your spouse is going, whom he's meeting, or what they are experiencing, you have to recognize that it's a question about blockage, and you have to think what to do, how to correct. So part of having a healthy relationship and loving your spouse is also showing your concern and the interest, because indifference brings aloofness and detachment. Therefore, relationship requires feelings to love, and to love is an action and not simply emotion. So I repeat, to love someone is not matter only of an emotion, it's a question of your action in how you're gonna demonstrate your love in deeds, not by blah blah, by words. In today's societies of selfies, of self-care and self-help, it's so easy to become self-absorbed. We stop listening each other the way that we used to do before all this modern technology, right? We stop looking at each other the way we used to do sometimes. And the relationship that should mean the most remains on the sidelines, because we have slowly but steadily grown apathetic. So rule number 1, please begin by listening more. Look at each other more. Look at your partner's eye when you are talking to him or to her. Don't look on your phone. Work on actions that show that you really care. What you can also do is use engaged body language and cultivate the patience to understand what your spouse is thinking. Ask about your spouse, ideas, opinions, then care enough to hear what they will reply. Simply put yourself in your spouse's shoes. Think what he or she is going through right now. Can you feel her disappointment as it is your own? Can you feel her frustration? Because empathy gives birth to connection. So please be curious, be considerate, and be thoughtful. Rules number 2. It's about neglect. What do I mean? Well, all living things and creatures require care, notably creature. Plants require care, and an animal, but also human being, notably human soul. If neglected, it will simply die. How much more must we give warmth, nourish, and feed our relationships if we want our bond to flourish? So the relationship is cherished. Time spent together is valued. So when we take our lives and the relationship in general for granted, thinking that we will always be here no matter what, we simply begin to overlook the goodness that we have been granted. So we simply stop appreciating little moments together, and we make time for everybody but the one whom we have pledged to take care of forever. And without realizing, my friends, we cause our spouse to feel as if everyone else comes first. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the relationships needs to be nurtured. Loving words and loving gesture will warm your spouse's soul. It really doesn't cost you anything. So when you are in the company, also when you are in a companies of other people, please be sure that you give attention to your spouse. Don't neglect him or neglect her. Don't ignore and don't discount him or her. The more you put in, the greater the joy, the greater the blessings, right? Then rule number 3 is about the moodiness. Moodiness in a relationship is it can be also a silent killer. When I said moodiness, I'm not speaking about the chemical imbalances, trauma, or when some medication is required. It is true that we are under stress and time of a crisis, and that such a time of crisis cause tensions to erupt sometimes. Certainly, it's easy these days to be anxious, to be worried, but it is also in times of challenge that we discover who I am, who you are as a human being. What am I made of? How do I impact other people, other people's life? So we want to create calm within our homes when the world outside seems to be falling apart. Hence, what I'm suggesting is that we take a moment, for example, that we take a moment before entering our home and think, would I want to be greeted with the face that I am presenting, with the grungy, moody face, or with the smiling, happy, full with positive energy face. How would I like my spouse to greet me? So please leave your moodiness behind. Speak to your partner or spouse exactly as you would like, you would wish they will speak to you. Use your heart as an inner compass. Qualities that you used to find quickly, even endearing, are now becoming frustrating. So try to reboot, try to refresh, and try to reconnect. Don't allow yourself to fall into this dark pit of moodiness. Change will take a work in both your heart and your mind. First, seek out good qualities that you know your partner or spouse possesses, because he or she certainly have many qualities. Because you saw and you experienced these qualities. And so I'm sure if you will continue to cherish and nourish, that they will show, and that they will show them again, and you will see them again. Time may bring us to suffer really disappointments and the pain, and life is not what we thought that it would be. There is a time of sadness, of grief, of disappointments. People sometimes really crumble, but ask yourself, what does it lie beneath? And remember that the act of kindness, the sense of humor, the passion for life must be nurtured every day, because we all want to feel cherished and loved, right? So stay away from sharp words, and also notice when you act with disrespect. When I say disrespect, I mean tone, thought, and deed. No one wins when hearts are hurting and shame becomes the language of conversation. That's not a win-win solution. So do small act of kindness, give a words of affirmation, call the criticism, and work on seeing the good. Work on seeing only the positive. So let the new forthcoming year make your marriage, your partnership, your priority. Catch yourself from making these mistakes in order to live better, in order to love better. I'm Amara. Let's keep in touch. I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching me on my new YouTube channel.